A suicide attack on Pakistani soil and airstrikes on Afghan soil are threatening a fragile ceasefire between the two countries. Although the two nations have clashed in the past, the fighting this month is the worst in decades. An Afghan delegation has been meeting Pakistani counterparts in Doha this Saturday for negotiations. Let's cross to Islamabad, where our correspondent Shahzaib Wahlah is standing by for us. Shahzaib, good afternoon to you. First, what's the latest to come out of today's talks between the two sides?
Well, the talks in Doha are underway behind closed doors between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and both countries have extended the ceasefire until the talks are concluded. The delegations are comprising of the defense ministers along with the intelligence chief from both sides. What we have been able to learn is that high-level Qatari officials are also present in the room to mediate. Both sides will try to de-escalate the situation and to find a solution to the cross-border terrorism. In these negotiations, Pakistan's major demand would be that the Afghan side takes strict action against multiple anti-Pakistan armed groups that operate from its soils, this has been the bone of contention between the two neighboring countries for years, especially the Pakistani Taliban, which has been responsible for carrying out major attacks against Pakistani military. Pakistan blames that this group has major hideouts on Afghan side of the border, a claim that Afghanistan denies. What we also need to remember is that these negotiations are happening in a very tense environment. We saw yesterday evening that Pakistan again carried out what it calls precision strikes in Afghanistan after an initial 2-day ceasefire expired. The Pakistani information minister said that these strikes were carried out on terrorist camps on a group linked to the Pakistani Taliban. On the other hand, the Afghan government has blamed Pakistan of killing at least 10 civilians. At the same time, the spokesperson of the Afghan government, Zabiullah Mujahid, announced that the Afghan side will not respond to the recent escalation until the talks in Doha are concluded.
So give us a context to the relationship between the two countries, because the tensions are relatively new, aren't they?
Well, this is the first time in recent history that the relationship between Pakistan and Afghanistan has become so hostile. Since the past 1 week, we have seen heavy clashes on the bordering area of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan has carried out multiple airstrikes inside Afghanistan, even in the capital city of Kabul. Pakistan has been seen as a country that has been historically close to the Afghan Taliban. It is one of the few countries that recognize the Taliban's first government in the 90s, and also it is believed that it helped the Taliban in the insurgency in the US-led war in Afghanistan. But since the Taliban have returned to power in Afghanistan in 2021, the relationship between Islamabad and Taliban has soared. Pakistan accuses Kabul of harboring and supporting Pakistani Taliban, which has been carrying out terrorist attacks inside Pakistan, majorly targeting security forces and government officials. The Pakistani Taliban, which is also known as TTP, is a separate group than the Afghan Taliban. And since the Afghan Taliban have took power in Afghanistan in 2021, we have seen a big surge in attacks carried out by TTP, especially especially in the areas near to Pakistan-Afghanistan border. The ties have deteriorated, and Islamabad has increased its use of airstrikes inside Afghanistan to target hideouts it says are used by TTP fighters. On the other hand, the Taliban interim government in Kabul denies the presence of Pakistani Taliban inside its territory. They say that TTP is Pakistan's internal issue.
All right, thank you very much for that. That's Shahzaib Wahlah, our correspondent, reporting for us from Islamabad.